Hi, crafty friends. Today I am going to be creating this cute card featuring the Carpe Denim Dies and the stamp set from Concord and Ninth, as well as cardstocks from Cardstock Warehouse. I am using the Cork Skin Natural Gold paper as well as the Color Plan Pastel Dreams stack, and this is just a multi-pack. I also am going to show you how I create my denim look using cherry paper. The first thing that I decided to do for all of my papers is add the scrapbook.com double-sided adhesive to the back of these. This just helps me go ahead and die cut and adhere without having to use a ton of wet glue. A lot of the pieces in this die set are intricate or tiny, so it helps to have the double-sided adhesive already on your paper when you are working with dies like this. So because the denim jacket has pieces that can kind of stack on it, I just wanted to go ahead and add the double-sided adhesive to this quirt skin, which is also thin, so the adhesive also gives it a little bit more stability. But yeah, so we are going to go through and do this to all of the papers, and those papers in the color plan sampler include um, Park Green, sorbet yellow, lavender, candy pink, and azure blue. And I am using all of those in some way. Now it is time to create the denim jacket. So I need to add color to my cork skin, and I am using chipped sapphire as well as prize ribbon distress oxide inks. Again, I did also make a jacket using the cherry. I love both of these natural papers because you can see the grains in the paper, and I thought that was perfect for a denim jacket. You can see the how the denim is on a jacket. It's textured. So I wanted to use those. So I'm going through and I'm doing a mixture of smushing the ink, sliding the ink across the pages, and then adding and blending. Um, for the cork skin, the inks do not stick to the gold part, so I love that because it allows it to look like a gold leafed jacket or that there's this like metallic splatter on it, and I absolutely love the effect that it gives. And all of this texture on this cork skin, I just think it perfectly looks like some denim, distressed denim for a denim jacket. Again, I just go back and forth between the colors and blend those in, and I will run this through my die cut machine, and when everything is complete, we have two jackets that look like this. I absolutely love how textured these look. I use the remnants of each page to go through and cut out all of the small details like the little button loops and stuff that go on the jacket to add detailing. But once I have completed this, I went through and I die cut out all of the little flowers, stars, glasses, all those small little dies from the die set that are supposed to look like patches and embroidery to add onto the jacket. I went through and I die cut those out, and I just put them all in one of my sorting trays, and I am just going to figure out first what sentiment I want to add on here, and I end up going with hey good looking, and then I start placing the flowers and hearts and stars and whatnot. But before I adhere any of those down, I'm going through and I'm inking those up with my Distress Oxides to add more color and depth to each one. In an effort to make the Hey Good looking pop, I did heat emboss that onto the back, and this is what it turned out to look like. I will say that if you are going to do this, just keep in mind that if you're using a textured paper, you may need to heat emboss the sentiment twice or use an extra fine embossing powder, and I did not this time, so I did have a little bit of cleanup to do when I added the sentiment, but I think it looks pretty good. So now I am adding all those small pieces on to my inking palette, and I'm going to just add various distress oxides to them to add color. I make the cherries red by using Lumberjack Plaid. I use mustard seed. I use an array of colors that I will try to remember to link all of them down below so you know. But once all of those are completed, it looks a little something like this. I carefully remove all of the backing off of those small elements and add those on. I do end up going back and adding a little dollop of glue where there are larger pieces, just to ensure that everything is stuck, because again, this is a textured surface. And I also went through and added a bit of highlighting or white lines to some of the shapes to give them those little highlights and make them pop a little more against this jean jacket. The small elements around the cuffs and the bottom of the jacket are also added at this time. I tried to make sure when I die cut from the pieces that had the gold on it, so it provided a bit of contrast. But yeah, so this is what things are looking like. Moving right along, I did end up making my own background using the smiley face from that stamp set. I simply stamped around a card panel and then cut that down to 3 3/4 by 5. For the A2 panel, I just used that same cork and I ran the inks along the edges. The innermost part is not inked just because there was no need for it, because I knew I was stacking this layer on there. So I go through and I kind of gauge where everything will be, and I grab my sentiment and add that to the bottom of the panel, and I'm going to stamp directly onto my smiley face background page. And I use the chipped Sapphire Distress Oxide for the sentiment. So once it is stamped, I take that off and then I simply assemble my card with everything complete. This is how my card is looking. So guys, that is it. I will be sure to link everything down below for you in the description box. Please be sure to head over to my Instagram to make sure that you like and comment, because this is featured on the Cardstock Warehouse page as well. But yeah, guys, that is all that I have. Thank you so much for watching and have a great day.